Hi guys, it's Jean here. Welcome to my channel. So I believe this is part 4 of my decluttering videos. I've been doing the Marie Kondo's, the life-changing magic of tidying, and I have been dragging it out. So I started about 10 months ago, but I didn't want to rush into it and do it all at once because I know if I didn't put my heart into it or I didn't take time, then I wouldn't have succeeded. But yes, I've been doing this for about probably 10 months now, and I'm just slowly kind of going through it. I'm still doing the first stage, which is my wardrobe. So the first 4 were just cleaning out, decluttering my clothes and accessories, and also taking it to the market. I'll leave a link down below. But yeah, today I thought I will show you an update of my wardrobe and give you kind of like a wardrobe tour, just to see how I organize and how things have been going since. So excuse the bad lighting because I don't get much sunlight in this area, and I've chosen a really hot day to film this as well. So without further ado, let's go to the wardrobe. So I'm going to give you a quick overview of the wardrobe. It's a really small wardrobe and I've packed it to the rim. This is what it looks like. It's not the biggest wardrobe, but we have customized it to try and make it more efficient and fit as much in. Okay, so let's just take a step back. Sorry about the angling. I'm doing this solo today, so hope you can see, but this is my wardrobe. Well, as much as I can get in this very small lens. But yeah, so when you walk into the wardrobe, my, I guess, aim was to kind of keep it as open so you can kind of see everything. Like I said, my uncle helped me customize this based on design that I came up with in how I wanted my wardrobe. So I've got the essentials, I guess. So I've got a double kind of like rack system going on this side, just for like tops and like jackets and things. I've got a column in the middle which I can store clothes, like folded clothes and like knickers and stuff like that. And I've also got another rack here which has like long clothes items like dresses, robes, and like another space there, and then on the top you can put more I guess storage and things like that. So this is what I've designed. When I asked to build these shelves, I was given the option if I wanted drawers to, I guess, you know, put undies, socks and stuff in. I decided not to because this is a townhouse and it's not exactly our forever home. We had a goal to have it for about 5-10 years and see how we go. So I just figured I didn't want to put a lot of I guess detail into it that you may not get the money back. And plus this does have its own door closing, so I didn't feel the need to kind of have drawers. I do kind of regret it because it would have made things a lot easier, but at the same time, like, it's quite okay because, like I said, it's got doors, no one can see it but us, so I'm not really that fussed about. But I did manage to find other storage solutions to work around as well. So that is the main setup. Now, in Marie Kondo's book, she did mention about when you do hang clothes on the rack, there's a flow going through left to the right, just about some sort of energy flow from heaviest to lightest. For me, I kind of agree with that, but I did it slightly different. So when I walk into a room, my aim is, I guess, wanting to use the whole space. So I want to essentially get into the room and be in the center of it. So what I focus on is put heavy clothes towards the wall. So this wall here and the one here are like the walls that I'm talking about. So generally I hang things on the heavy side of the wall. So I'll show you, I guess I'll start from this side and show you what I mean. As you walk in the door, this is what you see. So I put a mirror on this side just to make it handy to, I guess, see what you're wearing when you put clothes together. And I've got 2 racks of tops here. So the bottom I've put jackets and the top I have put like tops and singlets and things like that. Now, in the book, Marie Kondo does mention about starting things heaviest on the left and then just gradually moving lighter to the right. Something about positive, I guess, like energy flow. For me personally, I prefer, it doesn't matter which way I do it, but I do like that flow against the wall. I feel like because the wall is on this side, I generally put all the heavy stuff against the wall and go towards my left. If I started on the right, I don't know, I just kind of feel like all that positive energy is kind of like trapped and like you get forced against the wall. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's just how I feel. And I also like to feel like I'm walking into my wardrobe. So things that I generally wear most, I tend to put in the center of it, rather than just having to, I guess, come into this room and just be great, like only at the start of it, if you know what I mean. I'm sorry if I'm not explaining this right, but this is all just, you know, how it feels when I walk into my wardrobe. So I start off with all my coats and stuff. Because they are quite heavy, I put them on the bottom rack, because I feel like if I put them on top, it does get quite heavy and you feel like you're kind of drowning yourself in like heavy jackets. So what I normally put is my coats, like heavy winter coats, on the right. If they're like seasonal, like really warm jackets, then I may take it out and put it into the other room, just to create more space. But because I did the decluttering with the clothes, I try to see it all and keep it all into one now rather than seasonal. But it has started to creep up, gathering more clothes that I bought recently. So if I do need to move it, then I'll move some of the winter ones out during summer and some of the summer ones out during winter. So I've got all my heavy coats there. It does look quite messy, but it is somewhat organized. I don't organize it into colors or anything like that. I kind of organize it into like how light, or like group it into categories, as in like if it's like a sports jacket or if it's a casual jacket or coat. So that's kind of how I've done it. So I've got coats on this side, the heavy ones, which then goes into like more dressy, like leather jackets, and things like that go here. Then denim jackets, suede jackets, and then it moves on to like some knitted sweaters, knitted jumpers, cardigans, and then more of the lighter knits and cardigans, and then it moves on to like the kimonos, something that's more lighter in summer. There's a few vests in there as well that's also split with, I guess, how heavy the material feels, and also ends with all my, I guess, sports and like streetwear kind of like jumpers and like just more like of the sportswear, streetwear kind of clothes. So that's how I organize this. Shh. Sorry for the noise. Coco is just taking a nap right here because he's got FOMO. But yeah, so it does look quite messy, but it makes sense to me, and I do try to keep it all neat by having exactly the same coat hangers. So all my coat hangers are like these velvet ones, and I just picked these up from Costco. I think it was like 30 pack for like $17. The price keeps changing because sometimes I have sales. So I like it because it's velvet. It means clothes don't generally slide on and off. Although I do have to say they do tend to snap. I find it because I'm really rough with it. Like usually when I pull stuff out, I just kind of grab it and pull it, and I have broken quite a few of these. So I have bought quite a lot of boxes of these, but in a way that they look more, I guess, consistent and neat, but they are quite fragile in my opinion. So I didn't spend a whole lot of money of it, so I don't really have much care about it. For coats though, I will probably generally find something that is more sturdier, like a wooden coat hanger, only because I noticed, especially around the top part of it, they do tend to snap off quite a lot. But yeah, so moving on to the tops. So the tops again is kind of a similar story. So these are all, I guess, lighter top options. So I start off here with some just some long shirts and a little bit of knits that don't fit under there, that's a little bit lighter, and it gradually moves on to knitted, I guess, like sleeveless tops, and then it goes to long tops, long sleeve tops, a few mesh, some singlet tops, as well as just like the spaghetti strap kind of tops. So it kind of flows through. So like I said, I could probably put it in color coordination, but to be honest, I feel like it's a lot messier having different length clothes here and there. And plus, if I did color coordinate these, majority of these will be black anyway. So I feel like it's better having it all by style. And like I said, when I get to here, it kind of makes me feel a lot lighter in the energy in this room as well. So that is how I organized my tops. So moving on to this side is pretty much all Kyung's clothes. So his jackets are on the bottom and like t-shirts and shirts on the top. And I'll skip this and go back to it last, and I'll show you this one. So this is where I put all my dresses, robes, and I guess sweat jackets up there as well. So anything pretty much that is, I guess, full length clothing, then it goes all here. So I've got a few robes on this side, just because it's against the wall. It's heavy, it makes sense. But I wanted to kind of separate that with actual items of clothing that I would wear out. So on this side is where I keep like my long cardigans, long, I guess, outerwear, and also like a overall layer, denim overall, because it is quite heavy as well. And in between, it looks messy again, but it is also categorized into like different styles. So on this side are more evening kind of dresses, like dresses that I could wear out at night for a function, wedding, birthdays, things like that is generally on this side. And then mostly like maxi dresses and things like that. And then in the middle are more like seasonal kind of occasion dresses. I'll have a lot of like boho inspired kind of dresses, mesh, some, I guess, cami kind of style dresses, like spaghetti straps and that go in the middle, because when I come into the room, this is essentially what I see. So rather than having it from one direction out, I kind of gravitate it all in the middle. So the lighter stuff I keep in the middle, so when I first walk in, it's what I see, and then the heavier stuff kind of branch out. And then these are all like casual dresses on this side as well. So I usually pick from like the middle there. On top is where I keep, I guess, things that I don't normally grab. So I've got like additional sweat jumpers just to wear around the house, or just to wear under clothes in winter. So they're just additional ones I don't normally gravitate or go towards, but I may need it in winter or something like that. So I put it out there because it's a little bit hard for me to reach. I will need a stool. I've also got my nightgown, so all my 90s things I wear to sleep I have in this corner. Just easy for me to go and grab, because generally when I wear something to sleep, I'll wash it and wear whatever I just took out of the wash. So I kind of alternate that. I don't really go through every night and choose one. And the middle bit is where I keep skirts. I love skirts, but I don't really wear a lot of skirts. So while I was organizing my shelves, I decided to move the skirts here because I don't really wear it as much anyways. Moving on to the shelves, this is where we generally keep like t-shirts, singlets, gym wear, just like casual trackies and jeans and pants and stuff like that, as well as undies, socks, and like all those kind of stuff. So previously I had it as normal shelves where I'll put clothes into pile. It is quite deep, so I'll say it's probably about 50-60 centimeters deep. So I used to create two piles, which I'll alternate during summer and spring, summer and winter. So winter stuff will come out during winter, and then summer will come out during summer. And one side will be mine, one side will be Kyung's. But I found it that because I'm always on a rush getting ready, so I'd always bring clothes out, try it on, decide whether I like it. If it doesn't suit me, then I'll either just chuck it on the floor, or I'll just kind of like quickly fold it and just shove it back in. So it would usually last like, I'll clean it and then it will last like a week or two before it will get really messy again. So that's how it's been for so long, and no matter how many times I try to clean the pile, because it was sitting on top of each other, it will just keep falling on and off. And Marie Kondo, so her idea of storage is putting it vertically in the drawers. But because I didn't have drawers, it made it a lot harder. So what I decided to do was to buy like containers instead. So basically what I was looking for was like just like boxes I can put into the shelves. And it took me a while because the hardest thing was trying to get the right boxes that will fit too in this size. So I found these container boxes at Office Works actually. They were only like $4-5 each. They're not exactly the best looking. I would have preferred something like seagrass baskets or something like that to put them in, but these ones were the only ones I could find that fit perfectly into this and make the most out of the space. So this is pretty much what it looks like. And like I said, like most boxes I found were either too wide or too not long enough, but these ones made the most and fit the most. So like I said, the only people that will really come into this room is Kyung and I, so it doesn't really matter, I guess. But ever since I've had these since October, this is how it's been. So it's been definitely a lot cleaner, a lot more organized. So what I did was I took on her advice and actually folded clothes and put it in vertically rather than flat, and it's still quite, like, it still looks messy, I guess, but it's actually a lot more neater than it used to. So this is the way I've set it up. Is I've kind of put things that I would reach for on a daily basis. So I've got here my gym wear, exercise clothes that I don't obviously go towards the most, but some trackies I do wear around the house. I keep it there because I don't reach them as often. I've got some singlets, light kind of tops folded in here, and then I've got like t-shirts, like printed t-shirts and just outerwear t-shirts. Then I've got my denim. So denim is quite heavy and bulky. I guess what this means is that it kind of restricts me in buying more because I have nowhere to put it, but I literally like have to like squish everything in just to try to keep it into one box. But it, like I said, it's a lot neater, so I don't mind. And then I've got just other pants on the bottom, and then I've got like my knickers, bras and socks have their own drawers, and then Kang has his, which is quite similar, kind of like that, where we've got pants on the bottom, because pants, I guess the way I set up the clothes as well is, I guess, ways of like portioning where you'll wear it on your body. So all the bottom half of the clothes, like pants and stuff, go on the bottom, t-shirts go on the top, and things that we don't grab them more, like grab as often, just go on the top. So that's kind of how I've set it up as well. But like I said, I've had this since October and it's been great. Like, the good thing about this system as well is that, for example, if I'm looking for a t-shirt to wear, I don't have to go around messing up that. Just take this whole thing, take it out, and then try it on with this box. And same thing as doing the laundry. When I fold clothes out, I can just put it into piles and then just take out this box. So you're not taking out all the clothes, you're actually just taking out per item. So you're only really making a mess in this particular box. So it just makes it a lot easier as well. I also just want to mention we've got boxes on the top as well. So these are seasonal things. So we've got like a box there for like swimwear and stuff, a box for like hats and scarves and extra socks and like extra stuff there, and this is all Kang's got his like extra stuff that we don't really, they're just like extra stuff or we don't really touch at all. So that's just good to make up the most of its space. So that was my wardrobe tour. I've honestly been the happiest with this solution. This is like the best solution I've had in terms of keeping it clean and tidy. It does look like a lot of cluster and it still looks packed to the rim, but to be very honest, I did downgrade from 1 to 3 wardrobes to this one. If you've watched my previous ones, if you haven't, I'll leave a link down below. So I originally decluttered and went through all my clothes, so this is what was left of it. I do also have the room that I film in, so that's my shoe accessories room. So if you want to see a tour of that, I'll leave a link down below, but this is generally just where I keep my clothes. But yeah, I also want to give you a few tips about managing and organizing your wardrobe as well. So I agree with Marie Kondo about the whole energy thing, slightly different to where she's coming from, but I want to be able to walk into the room and use up the room efficiently rather than just stand at the door. So how I set up is things that I will usually get the most, have that in front of me in the space that I can see it. If you're, depends on what you're wearing. So when you categorize your clothes, don't just do it because it's in the book, do it how you would use it. So if you dress based on color, what you want to wear, then sort about color. If you dress based on, like, you know, the style of clothes, and do it like that. If you wear more sports gear rather than corporate, then like put those where you'll be able to see it. Just because, you know, if you follow someone else's rule because that is the best, it's not necessarily best for you. Another tip is also invest in good coat hangers. Having it all the same coat hangers just makes it a lot neater as well. And also, I believe Marie Kondo, the way she approaches clothes is treat it like, you know, with respect and make sure the clothes is loved. If you just hang it on like just those wire plastic coat hangers where they leave dents in your clothes, like, you're not really giving your clothes any respect. You don't have to, but I find it clothes hangers like this, where it's the velvet kind, one, it looks really nice when they're all the same, but these velvet ones, or even if you put something on it to stop clothes from slipping, they're also really good as well. And also in terms of storage, I know customizing storage can get quite expensive, but there are other options. So if you don't have the option to do it, maybe you're renting or something like that, what you can do is get some bookshelves. So I normally get like really cheap bookshelves like from Kmart, Bunnings, even IKEA as well, and just put them on the bottom and use those as storage. These are also great as well. So they only cost like $5, like not even, like maybe $4.50 or something from Officeworks. Don't just go to your storage shops. Also think outside the box, check online. There might be some cheaper online, things like that. So these were from Officeworks for about $5 each. And yeah, so they work fine, and also the boxes on the top were like probably $5 to $7 for two at IKEA. But so yeah, I didn't spend a fortune on it. So that's the end of the wardrobe tour. I guess that also concludes my decluttering of clothes and accessories. So next up I will be moving on to, I guess, books and stuff like that. I'm not sure when I'll do it, but like I said, I do kind of want to take my time. So yeah, so I hope you liked this video. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, and also make sure you subscribe to watch more. Thanks for watching. Bye.